No. Well, I was walking down the street just having a think, but when I bumped into this Hollywood guy, he took me to his trailer and he bought me a drink, asked me to pitch to him a film I could write. Now I'm setting up a scene that he cannot believe, and he tells me that I'm sharp as a knife. But then my shitty little brother crashes onto the scene, screaming big booty bitches for life. Big booty bitches for life.
Hello again, and welcome back to the drafty and rickety outbuilding that is the Big Booty Pictures podcast.
Lied to me.
I said I could say Big Booty Pictures podcast, and then I didn't let him. I am your famous horror writer, Bewlay Stanton, and with me, as always, is my eldritch horror of a brother, Beau. Today, we are going to be looking at Lovecraftian horror stories. Now, we're not going to craft, see what I did there, a Lovecraftian horror story. We're not going to craft a story as written by Lovecraft in one of his worlds. We're going to create a Lovecraft-esque story. But here's the little twist. I have never read a single Lovecraftian book, and I have to try and make it good. Whereas Beau has read and has to make it bad. So that's the chaos we're under today.
I'm sorry if you like Lovecraft and
we're about to completely bollocks it up. It doesn't matter, he was a racist anyway. So, shall we just get into it?
Yeah.
We're not one of those podcasts that starts with a bunch of nerdy news. We're just going straight into the big boy shit.
Make sure to smash that like button.
Oh, fucking smash it.
And click subscribe.
Oh, fucking click it. Hit the bell.
Hit the bell to make sure you get notifications.
Slap that bell. Slap it really hard. Make it ding loud across the whole of Arkham.
Leave a comment about your dog.
Oh, please leave a comment about your dog.
If you have any.
Dog pictures. Throw up some dog pics in the chat.
But that won't work on YouTube.
What? Why?
I don't think you can post
Oh.
pictures in YouTube comments.
I'm Bewlay Stanton. I'm the boomer of the podcast. And this is my Zoomer brother, Beau. You're more of a doomer, I'd say. Okay. Right, so the rules this time around are you pick a setting, as always, roll for an amount of characters, pick the characters, and then roll for your scene type. And depending on the scene type, you get to roll for a monster.
Because we all know that is how Lovecraft wrote his books.
Yeah, he sat there and he was like, shall we put a monster in this scene? No. And then we get to pick from the monster mug. The monster mug. What was I going to say next? Oh yeah, big booty pitch.
Oh yeah, that's a
We
rule.
always forget about the big booty pitch. My big booty pitch is Cthulhu himself.
My big pitch is Colonel Sanders for whatever reason.
So we get to shout that out when the other person picks their characters, and they have to replace the character we choose with the character we've given them.
Stay till the end to get a surprise new mechanic.
Yeah, we've got a surprise little thing at the end as well. A new game for you all. Also, I've decided that we're not going to say who wins at the end of these. We're gonna say, you know that Beau wants to make it bad, you know that I want to make it good, and you just have to pick in the comments who won. Whether it's something you'd read or whether it's something you'd burn. Like the Nazis you are. Okay, I'm gonna pick my first setting.
Ooh.
Jingle jangle. The woods! I'm gonna roll for characters. Bingo, bango, bongo. 4 characters. A skeptical professor. A 2. A baker. A 3.
This is already...
An archaeologist.
What's the baker doing out in the woods?
I completely forgot they were in the woods already. And a 4. A colonel.
This is a fun group. I feel like you could make this work apart from the baker.
And now I've got to roll for scene. Funf.
Maybe the baker is the woods.
Humans chatting. So we don't
In
get
the
to
woods.
roll for monster here. So, do you want to say anything, Beau? Before I start?
Oh yeah, you've got the colonel. That means I'm gonna say big booty pitch.
He told me that if I got the colonel, he'd say big booty pitch, and I could have just moved on and not let him, but
It's
I
'cause it's the
didn't
first
want
scene.
him to cry. Big booty pitch. So, here we are.
So it's Colonel Sanders. That's the colonel.
So they're all in a room.
In the woods.
Yes, they're in a like a log cabin in the woods, and the skeptical professor lights up his pipe. And he's sitting there, and he says, So what you're telling me is that you think that these cultists that you came across in the woods the other day are in some way beholden to some dormant deity, some old god, and the baker who was in the woods the other day collecting wood for his oven, you know, like an old-timey oven that uses a fire. I don't know. I honestly don't know the time period of H.P.
I think
Lovecraft
it's
books.
1920s, I want to say.
Okay. So that still stands, right? I don't know history.
I'm not sure.
I know history. I'm clever. I know history. Please don't attack me in the chat for not knowing history. Why do I
Is
keep
that-
calling it the chat?
Is that during
There's-
Great Depression when there's not money? No one's allowed to drink alcohol?
Yes.
I think that's about when it is.
Well, anyway, he's an old school baker. He has a fiery oven, and he was collecting wood, and he ran across these cultists, and so the professor is asking him about this, and he says, yeah, I saw them. They were scarring themselves and praising this name that I couldn't make out. It was like a word that human mouths shouldn't be able to say.
Blah. Blah.
Bleh. They were all vampires. Specifically Adam Sandler's Dracula from Hotel Transylvania.
Yes.
So he tells them about this, and the skeptical professor shakes his head. He says, You're foolish to believe such things. These things are not real. These gods and monsters that you talk about, and then the archaeologist interjects. He says, "I think you're too harsh on the man. I've seen these runes that can only be described as otherworldly on stone tablets around this very woods. We dug them up a few months ago, while we were looking for ancient artifacts like us archaeologists do." And the skeptical professor's like, don't be ridiculous. You'll put them in a museum and scientists will study them and they'll find that they're perfectly normal things. And then Colonel Sanders pipes up even. He's been there the whole time.
He pops up out like a pipe from Mario.
No, he's not. It's me, Colonel Sanders. No, he pipes up and he just asks them all if they'd like some of his new chicken that he's just created. And the baker's like, yeah, definitely. And they munch on chicken as they have the rest of the discussion. And the baker says, "Well, I don't know. It seemed pretty real to me. I was scared. More scared than I've ever been. And then the archaeologist is all like, I think we should check this out. I think we should go to these people with with the tablets I've been talking about and see if there's any connection. And the skeptical professor laughs. He's like, we can, and I'll come with you, but you'll find nothing. And that's the first scene.
Nice.
What do you think of that? We on a good track?
Yeah. Especially the bit where Colonel Sanders is there.
Just giving him chicken. Nah, he
I'm not
made
sure.
that earlier. Surely Colonel Sanders was around earlier.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If anyone knows when Colonel Sanders was around.
Maybe I'll Google it when you're doing your bit. Right. So shall we put these in the returning pile? What did I just? This is as an archaeologist. Okay.
So if I get the Colonel out of the returning pile, that will be the same Colonel.
It's still Colonel
which
Sanders.
means it's still Colonel Sanders.
So Colonel Sanders is just a dude in this. Right, you'll go, Beau.
Okay. Guess I'm getting a place.
Guess you are. Here's the Dyson thingy. Hold that on your lap, sir.
No. I don't want to. Where am I getting?
Squeak.
A town!
A
Set
town.
in a town. Now to roll for
Roll for character number.
number 5. I'm gonna go a new character. The same character even. The skeptical professor.
Nice.
I'm gonna get 2 new characters. Not many in there. Okay. Got Colonel Sanders.
Oh no.
And then I'm gonna go for 3 new characters. One is a cruel and insane professor.
Ooh. 2 professors here.
Is a curious and kind professor.
Oh my god.
I'm wondering where this is going to be
all
set.
All 3 professors.
Oh wait,
Just
this is in a
hanging
town.
out.
It can be set anywhere in a town, so I'm wondering where in the town this is going to be set.
Yeah. Just 3 professors. What's that Jack's Films sketch? 3 dicks on a bench. It's just 3 professors on a bench.
And the police.
Oh my god, there's so many characters. Oh man. I think you can, with the police, you can say it's a policeman or a gang of police.
Yeah.
The police gang.
Yeah.
Or it's the police, the band that Sting is in. They're just playing in the bar that all these professors are hanging out at.
During the...
Roxanne, you don't have to put on your red light.
Anyway, so it's in a kind of college-y university place in the town.
Okay.
Where the 3 professors work.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a conversation about this stuff. The skeptical professor's there just being like, I just don't believe it. It's skeptical.
You didn't roll for scene.
No, I didn't.
You little knob.
It's 3.
Ooh.
Oh, that's gonna be really confusing.
3 is a diary entry.
Oh, never mind.
Roll for monster.
Oh yeah.
5.
No monster.
No monster.
No
1 and
monster.
6 is monster.
So this is a diary entry in the diary of Colonel Sanders.
You have to do it all. Right, you have to do it all in the Colonel Sanders Texan voice, though.
No, I don't.
No, you do.
I don't even know what Texas.
You've got to give it a go. Just give it a go.
Please.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
I don't know what Texas.
Yeehaw!
Yeah.
I'm Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders.
And on this day, I was in a university.
I was in my lesson. With my
Wait, is he the one being taught?
3 professors of the occult. And they were having a conversation. I was just sitting there, listened in. And skeptical professor was there, just being like, I don't believe it.
Does Skeptical Professor not have a name?
His name
Stop
is
kicking
Professor
them.
Skeptical Professor.
Oh no, I should have named them before I gave it to you.
I just don't believe it, Mr. Cruel. I'm taking away your doctor. You're now Mr. Cruel.
What was that?
That was Mr. Cruel. Mr. Cruel, he couldn't speak. He only spoke in strange words and pointed very aggressively at the runes on the tablet. And the kind professor, Miss Dr. Curious, went, what I think he's trying to say is that these runes read that there's a strange monster in these towns.
In this here parts, there's a strange monster in these here parts.
And as the curious and kind professor was speaking, the skeptical professor, he just ran away. He just left.
Just ran.
No, he walked.
You said he ran.
He walked away very briskly and aggressively.
Was he being chased?
No. He just didn't like what they had to say, so he left.
Okay, fair enough.
Then 5 seconds later, the police arrived
Oh shit, I forgot the police were coming.
with the skeptical professor right behind them.
This is the police.
They were like, we've heard that Colonel Sanders' voice does not make sense. And I slipped it up.
He's bloody slipped it up.
We've heard that you have been stealing stuff.
Nice.
According to this here, Dr. What was your name? Skeptical.
Skeptical?
Skeptical.
That's his name now. Dr. Skeptical.
Dr. Skeptical. And the kind professor was like, I don't know what you mean, what are you talking about? And the cruel and insane professor was just like,
I hate him, bro. I hate him.
and so they got arrested. And I'm now only being teached by Mr. Skeptical. He also lost his doctor. None of them are doctors anymore. They're all Mister. Good night. And that's the end of the scene.
Nice. Colonel Sanders, he
Oh, yeah.
is active from it says years active here on Wikipedia, 1930 to 1980. So he would have been developing his chicken recipe.
Didn't it say underneath 1906 to 1930?
Yeah, well that was him having like various odd jobs.
Yeah, I was just saying. He was alive in
What? You
1920.
fighting me? You gonna fight me? You gonna fight me about Colonel Sanders? I will tear this room down!
Okay, let me just put Colonel Sanders back in the return character spot. And along with all 3 professors.
Put them professors back. I'll help you out.
No, I don't need your help. Zoop!
Zoot up, bip!
Why was this folded so tight?
Just folded it. He's just taken one of the things and folded it as tiny as he could.
So, it was already folded too much.
You're folded too much. You crooked man. Here we go. Scene 3. Oh, there was 2 in 1 there. A dock.
A dock.
Not like a doctor. This scene is not
Set inside.
This isn't Journey to the Centre of the Dock.
But also, it'd
I'm
have
gonna
to be a
take-
new doctor. Because in the last scene, all of the doctors lost
Their jobs.
title.
Wait, so what? So okay, so that scene was them looking at the runes
Yeah.
and them getting inspected by the 2 other professors, and then those professors got arrested. For
Yeah.
what?
Well, the skeptical professor went and told the police that they stole something.
Oh, okay.
He told them they stole a sweet roll.
I don't like the skeptical professor. Ah. What am I doing? Roll for characters. 1. Okay. A curious and kind professor. I guess...
Is this the prison dock?
I was going to say that. I guess the prison is on a dock.
This is Rex Island.
Yeah, he's been locked away. 2. An article. Monster roll. 2.
No monster in the prison.
No monster in the prison.
The prison dock.
So there's a newspaper article in this book, and it says...
Is it a newspaper?
Oh, no, I'm saying in this book that we write.
Oh.
And the headline says... curious professor killed by cat.
What?
No, wait.
I get it now.
Finally, the cat has its revenge on curiosity. No, it says curious. Maybe. Oh no, maybe it should be curiosity killed the prof.
How did he die in prison?
Curiosity killed the cat, and the guy's first name is Cat.
Cat Curious.
Yeah, that's his name. Oh Jesus, Cat Curious. I'm supposed to be making this good.
We should have guessed he was going to die.
It says in the late hours of the 13th of March, 1920, whatever.
X, 1920X.
19XDX. Professor Cat Curious of the Emblin town was taken away by the police for colluding with dark forces.
Ooh.
The police were tipped off by another professor at the university,
Paul Skeptical.
Paul Skeptical, Professor Paul Skeptical, and both Professor Curious and Professor Cruel, his conspirator, co-conspirator, were arrested. Professor Cruel somehow managed to escape. I shouldn't be putting him in this article because there's only one character in it, but I've put him in there anyway because fuck you.
Yeah, nothing to say on the matter.
So his whereabouts are unknown. I've lost the...
I put him in the mug.
Oh yeah, because he's dead. I forgot I said he was dead. Yeah, and but mysteriously, at trial, Dr. Curious, pardon me, kept proclaiming that he never colluded in dark forces. He wasn't he never did anything criminal. That Skeptical told the police that he'd stolen something when he hadn't, and that's why the police came, and that the people in charge want him silenced because he's going to reveal this thing about some god coming back because of these runes, and obviously the article says this is hogwash, and that he
Hogwarts?
This is Hogwarts.
It's witchcraft and
We've
wizardry.
taken him to Hogwarts. No, obviously this is hogwash, and this man was obviously mad, and in the dead of night, last night,
On the lakeside prison.
in the lakeside prison, he somehow escaped prison only to walk into the ocean and never be seen again. And never be seen again.
Oh my god, stop whispering, Bewlay.
That's a joke that's going to have to be cut because they don't know about the whispering.
Do now.
Do I explain it or do I cut this bit out? Tell me now.
Neither.
Okay.
But if you do cut it out, you have to leave that.
just leave that in. I might cut all of it before that out and then leave this bit. So that people are like, wait, what? What?
Too many layers, Bewlay. Let's get back onto the task at hand. It's my turn again.
It is your turn again. Pick a thingy.
Picking a thingy.
Picking a certain.
Oh.
Picking a certain. Picking a certain.
Oh, we're back in the town.
Ooh.
Roll.
Emblem Town, remember? I've just named it.
4.
4 characters.
4 characters. Gonna take it.
Characters for
a
forks.
returning. 2 returning. I'm just picking up 2 returning.
Just pick up 2 return.
Oh, Paul Skeptopol's back.
Yeah.
And the baker, who I'm going to name.
Nice.
And 2 more
From the new characters.
from the new characters. There's not many more new characters. Oh, priest
Mm.
and a doctor. Oh, we've got 2 doctors. A medical doctor,
A
I'm presuming.
medical doctor. Yes, a doctor of medicine.
Roll again. Roll for
Type
type.
for scene, type
4.
Contact.
Yes, monster.
Yes, monster. There's only one way this can go. There has to be a monster.
Let me pick up the monster.
Monster. Oh mate, sacre bleu, it's a monster.
It's something invisible.
Yay. Okay, so something invisible is haunting the town. Give us a scene, boy.
Baker. He's there in his bakery, doing some baking on his wood fire oven.
Oh yeah, his classic wood fire oven.
Wood fired pizza.
He's making pizzas. Is his name Mario?
His name
It's Luigi.
is Pizza Baker.
First name Pizza, last name Baker?
First name Pete. Wait, no, first name Pete.
S-A.
Last name Sir Baker. No, he's Sir Pete Baker.
Nice. Oh, yes.
He is a knight in his spare time.
Is that actually a thing that you're keeping? Or is
Yes.
that... Okay, he's a knight in his spare time. What do you mean what does he do as a knight in his spare time? Does he ride around the town of Emblem just like
Yes.
on a horse
On a
in
horse
armour?
in full armour.
Is he actually knighted by the Queen? I mean, they're
No.
in America. Yeah.
But whenever someone refers to him, they're like, "Hey, Pete," and he's like, "No, call me
Sir Baker.
Sir Baker." Oh, okay, Pete.
Sir
Sir Baker.
Okay.
So yeah, he's making some pizza. Is that
Baker.
Baker? And suddenly the wall caves in on him.
Oh shit.
He dies instantly.
Oh no, put the baker in the dead box. Sorry, that wasn't me almost falling off my chair, that was Professor Gruel.
He's in the background of every...
He has a walk-on role.
Which
He's the
makes no
Stan-
sense because it's a book.
He's the Stan Lee of this book.
So yeah,
With great comes
as-
great
as the-
ability.
So yeah, as this is happening, a skeptical professor, a doctor, and a priest walk into a bar. One says to the other, "Oh, what do you think about these runes?" And the other one says, "What? I've got a profession in medicine. I don't know anything about runes." And the other one says, "I'm a priest." And so as this is happening, a suit of armour walks into the bar. But the twist is, there's no one in the suit of armour.
What?
And so the suit of armour gets out a sword and starts just attacking people in this bar.
Whoa.
And
This is pretty action-packed for Lovecraft.
he kills the doctor and the priest because they're not
Oh my god.
they're not big characters. They're dead.
They were just there for...
They were just there to die. And the skeptical professor gets away and he's like, "Oh my god, who is this person that's been attacking us? It must be
The baker.
Pizza Baker."
Pizza Baker. It
Oh,
must
no.
be. There's no one else in the town that dresses up like a fucking knight.
And holds a sword.
Just
so-
holds it.
And so he goes round to the baker's, but the baker's
Baker's
house
dead.
is gone.
Just completely gone.
Yeah, it's been completely smashed.
So is the invisible thing actually the house?
And on the floor is the dead body of Pete
Sir
Baker.
Baker.
And he's
Wow.
like, "What?" And then the scene ends.
Ooh.
Does something invisible go in the returning characters pile?
I guess.
So does this person now have a chance to just appear in any scene, even a dialogue
Oh
scene?
shit. Maybe we need a returning monster pile.
Maybe this is just the monster now. This is the only monster you can pick.
Nah, fuck that.
You don't have more than one monster.
Hmm.
Like anyone's gonna think that's a 9.
Oh shit, I've just rolled a 9 on this 6-sided die. Fucking bollocks, I'm thinking.
He's there.
We can't just go and get another mug. What if I put it in my pocket?
What's in my pocket? Okay, that's fine.
Yep. Cool.
Okay, it's your turn again. There we go.
So
we're
then
back.
if you want to pick a returning monster, you say, "Let's dive into the pocket." And then I bring out my pocket monster, my Pokemon. Scene fine.
That's my favourite Pokemon. Something invisible.
Something invisible! I choose you!
You just hear like.
Well done! Like,
You just hear like.
just, it's just an invisible man and he just steps on him. A mountain is the next place. Roll for characters.
I thought you were about to say roll for Keanu Reeves.
Roll for Keanu Reeves, who does play Professor Skeptical.
No, he plays
Whoa.
Professor Cruel.
And actually, we've been doing it wrong the whole time. It's not what? It's whoa. Yes! Professor Cruel!
Oh, he's
We
back.
were just talking about him.
It's Keanu Reeves himself.
Professor Cruel. Whoa.
John Wick Cruel.
And
That's
Colonel
exactly-
Sanders.
Colonel
Wow, okay, what an amazing scene this is going to be between Colonel Sanders and a man that doesn't speak. And I've got a letter, so that's monster roll, baby.
Is it a
1! I get a monster!
Is it a
I'm
letter
gonna pick
from
a
Colonel
new-
Sanders to...
I'm not gonna dive into the pocket, I'm gonna pick a new monster. I think you can have 2 monsters.
Okay.
Because the something invisible can be linked to this monster in some way if I am a good writer. An indescribable horror.
Oh well, that's basically just like the invisible monster, but you can see him now, but you still can't see him because he's indescribable.
And this is a letter, right? So I'm going to say it's a letter from Professor Cruel to
What? How?
the Colonel. Because he can fucking write. He can't speak, but he can write.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't just write out.
It's like in Gumball, when they look at the channel, it's just like
Right, so he's saying, "Dear Colonel Sanders." This is the voice of the professor in his head. "Dear Colonel Sanders, I have found myself back in the woods we began our story. And I'm with the cult that you told me of. Whilst we were checking out the rooms. Checking them out, those sexy, sexy rooms.
Yeah.
Touch my rooms.
Too
And I found that these people, they may be correct. I've seen things, indescribable horrors. I saw something I cannot even describe to you. It's indescribable, I can't describe it. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking and I'm trying to describe it, but I can't conjure up the words or the images in my mind to describe it to you. This horror was indescribable.
I mean, he can't conjure up any words.
He can, because he can write. He's conjuring up words right now. Jesus. I've seen these things, and we've come together to worship them. They've come to save us from the terrible wars we make and the terrible things we do. They will wipe us clean of all the blood we have shed, and I praise them. Hope you're doing well, Professor Cruel.
Nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Amazing. But the Cruel Professor...
What is
back?
Cruel's first name?
I don't know, but his last name is spelled Krool.
Well, it'd be funny to be a first name to Cruel.
I'm gonna pick his first name.
All the other names are funny. Paul Skeptical, Cat Curious.
I am particularly proud of Cat Curious.
I came up with half
Stephen. Stephen! You have to say it like that though. Stephen Cruel. Stephen! You'll go.
He says it like...
What are we on now? Was that 5 or 7?
I don't think it matters at this point.
Yeah, it does. We had the woods, the university, the prison,
Yeah.
the town with the invisible man,
We've had two... Yeah, the university is the town, yeah. And that one.
and that one. So that was
5.
5.
And
6, baby, 6.
which is set on an alien planet.
Oh my goodness, an alien planet.
There are 6 characters.
Pardon
Oh,
me.
sorry.
I hope
9
everyone
characters
enjoyed
on
that.
this 6-sided die.
Wow, this is going to be a big... so many characters on an alien planet, what?
6. Oh yeah. Oh no. I hope I get dream sequence because otherwise it's gonna... Wait, no. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter for you to not make sense.
Oh my god. Cruel and insane. Skeptical. Skeptical.
The reunition. The reunition.
I'm going for all of the
reunion.
returning characters.
Oh, okay.
The archaeologist from the beginning.
Ah, he's returned. What's the archaeologist's name?
Archaeologist.
Bingo. Archie-bingo-ologist.
Archaeobingo.
Can his middle name be Bingo, please?
Archaeobingo.
Please, can his middle name
Yes.
be Bingo? Okay,
Colonel.
thank you.
Wait, is there even enough returning characters? We've killed too many of them. There's only 5 returning characters.
Oh my god, you're gonna have to.
And
pick
one
a
of
new
those is the
character.
police. So I've got a cruel and insane professor, a skeptical professor, the police, the colonel, and the archaeologist. And I'm gonna get one new character. It's a barman! Who's
barman!
probably dead. He must have
barman's
escaped the
alright.
massacre at the bar.
Yeah. Roll for scene, baby.
I got 3.
A diary entry.
Okay, you know
Monster roll, baby.
you know whose diary this is gonna be.
No monster.
On the alien planet.
No monster on the alien planet.
You know who the diary entry is gonna be.
Who?
Colonel Sanders. So, I was having another lesson.
Wait, stop. Hammer time, big booty pitch.
Who's it replacing?
I want you to replace the police
Okay, thank God.
With,
Colonel Sanders still there.
Cthulhu.
There's no more police. The police are gone.
Put the police away. We don't
Cthulhu
want
lives on Earth.
a cab, people.
Cthulhu is for some reason on this alien planet.
Yep.
So anyway,
Makes it make more sense.
as I was saying, I was having another list today with the Professor Cat Curious was replaced with Archie Bingoologist. Doctorologist.
bless him.
It makes no sense considering this is a lesson on the occult, and that was what I guess you can do archaeology and occult.
Yeah.
So, it was as usual, the skeptical professor was just going, no, that's not true. The cruel and insane professor, beautiful man, just stood there going,
How is he back?
cruel and insane professor didn't die, did he?
No, but he was in the woods doing a cult. He's part of the cult in the woods now.
That's why he brought him back into the occult studies. He's
He's
their inside man.
Okay. But he's like all like naked and covered in like scarred runes.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
And so I was there. The barman taking up an interest in the occult. He was there with me.
What's Simon's
Suddenly,
name?
bar men.
Whoa, what? Wow.
Barmen 2, the second.
Barmental.
Barmen 2, the second.
Okay, junior.
Junior. Barmen 2, the second junior.
So he's actually the third. How has there been so many barmentus?
No, his father is barman 1, the first. Senior.
Okay.
So yeah, they're having this lesson when suddenly the cruel and insane professor just keeps chanting some weird stuff. And a weird ball appears in front of him. And it expands until it swallows us all up. And then we're on an alien planet. And this weird thing, it was kind of indescribable, but it was like a large, grotesque thing with tentacles coming out of its mouth hole. Massive wings, and it just went, hello. And I was so confused. So I said, and Barman 2, the second junior, went, hey. And we just, after that, we had a really nice conversation.
What
It
was
was-
Cthulhu?
Yeah, he actually knew a lot about the occult.
What did
And
he talk about?
He was talking about all the cults he's seen worshipping him, and he told us about his
I
clients.
love that Colonel Sanders has gone from Texan to being a guy from New York. So I was making the chicken, and we were cooking up the spices, 11 of them.
So yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom. Put the 11 herbs and spices, mix it with a spoon.
He told us about his plan. He was gonna Oh, he'd already jumped out the earth, hadn't he? He's on the planet, hadn't he? So he jumped out the planet. He was in this weird. He told us about this weird. This is Colonel Sanders' voice. Told us about this weird underwater city called Bleh, or however you pronounce it. I don't know.
This is good listening.
And Cronin and the same professor could say it perfectly. And so then he sent us back to the classroom, and that was our lesson for the day.
Is that a lesson for the day? Brilliant. Is that the end of the scene?
And then the skeptical professor called the police on Dr. Cruel again.
He's like, nope, this is not happening.
He thought it was a dream,
But it wasn't because we didn't roll a
but
6.
he knew it wasn't a dream.
Because he hadn't rolled a 6.
He just decided that didn't happen, and then when Dr. Cruel said it did happen, he just went, alright, I'm calling the police.
Oh, this guy's a dick.
Yep.
Hand it over,
But
buddy.
the police never came because they weren't in that scene.
Yeah, obviously. Because they all died.
That was my scene. It added nothing to the plot.
It added so much.
Okay, that means the barman, Colonel Sanders, the archaeologist, Cruel and Insane Professor, and not skeptical because he didn't believe any of it, are now all super knowledgeable about the occult.
Yeah, true.
Barman to the second junior.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other things we could add to that?
No. But it's perfect as he is. He's the most perfect man I've ever met.
To the power of 2. Barman 2. Barman 2, the second junior to the power of 2.
Oh, see, I thought you were saying that he's the most perfect man I've ever met to the power of 2. As in, like, Barman 1... Barman 1, the first senior, is the perfect man most perfect man you've ever met, and his son is that to the power of 2. I'm in the woods, by the way. 4 characters. I'm gonna bring back Mr. Cruel.
Mr. Cruel.
The barman 2.
Barman 2, the second junior.
I'm gonna bring back...
By the way, every time you refer to Barman 2, the second junior, you have to say...
I'm gonna bring back the police.
You have to say Barman 2, the second junior.
Okay.
He won't accept any other.
Okay. And I'm gonna pick out...
He prefers if you call him Mr. Barman 2, the second junior.
Actually, I changed my mind. I'm gonna return 4 people. Professor Spectacle Patrol. Professor Spectacle.
Paul Skeptical.
Splabatabacical. Slabchabical. So,
God, this
Professor Jellicle, and that was a bad joke. Professor Skeptical has called the police on Professor Cruel, and as they were like, oh fuck, I haven't rolled for thingy.
Whoops. Rolling. Roll. That's not a song.
2, an article. Monster roll. 2.
No monsters for
No
you.
monsters again. Right.
Although there technically was a monster in the last scene.
Yeah, but that was only because of the Cthulhu.
And who's the real monster? Professor Skeptical.
Professor Skeptical is the real monster.
The real monsters are the friends we met along the way.
Actually, it's the friends we met along the way. Wait, actually, it's the friends we made along the way's monster.
What?
Like Frankenstein. Okay, so that and Cruel was getting arrested. King Cruel was getting arrested, and the barman to
The second
junior was like, no, like he was doing the right thing. It's Skeptical, this big dickhead, and the police were like, shut your mouth. you little whore. And then,
That's his side job.
oh wait, this is an article. The headline is Cult Discovered in Woods.
It's so nonsense. Cult discovered in woods. That's because the cult is called Cult. And the woods is called Woods.
Cult discovered in woods. When Professor Stephen Cruel was arrested by the police after they were tipped off again by Paul Skeptical, he and a local barman called Barman to the Second Junior
Son of
told
Barman.
them to look in the woods, and that they would find what they wanted, and what Professor Curious was telling them about the other time when a guy was arrested, and the police were like, all right, here we go then. This article's got very colloquial all of a sudden.
Alright then.
The police agreed to be taken to the woods with this professor and this barman, and as long as they could bring Skeptical and a shit ton of guns
Pew pew pew.
to protect themselves. And so they went into the woods, and what they found there was a group of people praising an indescribable horror. They didn't actually see this indescribable horror, but they were told about it, which is weird because you can't describe it.
All praise the indescribable horror.
But they were also told that sometimes this indescribable horror would bandy about in people's clothes, but invisibly, and it would possess people's clothes and walk around like a human.
Slice some people with that sword.
And Skeptical was like, oh my goodness gracious me, I saw this happen. I've been a fool this whole time. This is all real. And then his mind just started to melt. Not physically, but he was like, ah!
Having a meltdown.
And he's having a meltdown and he goes insane. So Skeptical is now insane.
He's now Professor Skeptical.
Whoa. He's now...
Stephen Pool's Professor Skeptical. That's a mouthful.
Stephen.
They've become the same person.
Oh yeah, I forgot that the cruel professor was also insane. This whole time, I didn't even remember that.
Well, he's part of a cult, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah. Right. Scene 8.
What else did you think? That's the reason he can't speak.
Yeah, I get it now. I get that now. Alright, so you'll go. There's the dice.
So,
Pick a setting for scene 7? Scene 6?
No, I have no idea.
Scene 8. Scene 8. Gotta keep track, baby.
another alien planet, the same alien planet probably.
Oh my god.
With the very for friendly Cthulhu.
For friendly. 5
characters. I'm going to presume this is the cruel professor who was just arrested. Barman 2, the second junior, son of Barman 1, the first senior.
To give him his full name.
Colonel Sanders. I'm just picking all the return.
How many characters have you got?
5.
Oh, okay.
Skeptical. And I'm picking all returning. And the archaeologist on this alien planet. Time to figure out what type of scene this is. It's 5. That's dialogue.
Humans chatting.
Yeah.
No monsters allowed.
Humans chatting on this alien planet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the archaeologist. It's all the guys there.
Mm-hmm.
They found a way to travel to this alien planet, and they're just hung about. Got a house. They bought it off Cthulhu with human money, Because it turns out this planet uses the American
Dollar. Dollar.
And so they're living in this house, they're all roommates, and it's just like an episode of a sitcom. But they're all like, oh, where's Cthulhu, our favourite roommate?
Where's Cthulhu?
So yeah, they're just chatting about where they think Cthulhu could be. They're like, oh, it could be in the mall.
Where is Cthulhu?
I'm not allowed to tell you, he's not in this scene.
Well, yeah, but where is he outside of this scene? Like, in fact...
He's in the mall.
Oh, he's in the mall?
He's in the mall.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's taking a shit. I think that would have been better.
And, yeah, that's the whole scene, and it ends with a ending scene that you can see in a book. It's printed out in the book. And it just ends, and you can see the text. I'm roommates with Cthulhu! And it's got like this whole ending song, and then it ends.
When you're roommates with Cthulhu, sometimes life can get you down.
We gotta make this.
But don't you wear that frown. He's gonna tickle you with his little face tentacles.
Face tentacles.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah!
Yeah! Thanks for having us, Relayer!
Nice, okay. Scene 9, we're getting to the end. We're gonna have to wrap this up soon.
Yeah, you might want to start wrapping up. I've wrapped that story arc up. They're now part of a...
I'm roommates with Cthulhu.
They're part of a alien sitcom.
Oh, so the sitcom is like broadcast on an alien planet.
It's like the Truman Show. But Cthulhu is obviously a paid actor.
Yeah.
The others don't know.
Right. Jingle
So-
jangle. Where are we gonna land on?
Actually, Cthulhu was actually on the toilet.
I've just picked up an alien planet again.
Are you gonna
Fuck's sake.
round anything up with...
2 characters.
I mean, you could always
I'm
have
just gonna
them
pick-
find out.
2 new characters.
So it's just like... Is it them, like, recounting on something that's happened? We'll find out.
Well, we don't know what the scene's gonna be. We've got a detective
Contact.
and a sailor.
Why is our boat here?
One is a letter, I think.
Oh no.
Monster roll. 3, no monster.
How's this?
So-
round anything up?
This is a letter from the sailor to the detective. And he's writing,
It's a good thing every time we've got a letter, we've only had 2 characters.
yeah, that's pretty good. He says, Dear Detective Murloc Gnomes.
Famous detective from the Romeo and Juliet series. Sherlock Gnomes.
Sorry, no. Dear Detective Shamrock Grove. He's Irish. I'm changing his voice because he's a sailor. Dear Detective Shamrock Grove, I was on my boat the other day, riding out onto the high sea.
Martin.
Martin Mucklow. That's a little This Country reference for any of the This Country gang in the audience. Big up. Big up Mucklow gang.
I'm not sure you want to be part of the Mucklow gang.
I was on the sea. You might know me. I'm quite a famous sailor around these parts. My name is Captain Martin Mucklow, and I've given in to the silliness. You've definitely won this.
and on the seas were choppy, and out from the ocean came something, or maybe it was just a big wave, I'm not sure, but I could have sworn it had wings and tentacles for a face, but I don't know.
Tentacles coming out of its mouth hole.
Aye. And then, whilst under the water, I found myself on this, what can only be described as an alien planet. And on this alien planet, I saw the dead bodies of those professors we've been hearing about in the news. And that what's his name? The barman 215 Junior the 7th, I think is his name. Son of barmen 39 1/4 of the great land of Oo.
Wait.
I think that's their names. I'm not quite sure. This alien planet seems to be melting my brain. And I woke up in my boat on the shore, but I could swear that actually happened. And then the next thing I knew, I'd been told that all those people were actually dead.
Truman Show gone wrong, not clickbait. Story time.
This sitcom went badly wrong.
Probably because they found out they were in a sitcom.
Oh, shit. And then they were murdered by Cthulhu.
That means if we get any of them... Wait, does that mean I have to round things off?
No, you're
No.
scene 10 and then scene 11's
Okay,
rounding
I'm going to
things
start rounding more things up.
up. Okay.
What do we need to round up?
up?
We don't need to round anything more up. That could be the end.
That could be the end. Do you want that to be the end?
Sure, why not? This could be a bit of a shorter episode.
There we go.
Oh, it
that's
won't be
the
a
end.
shorter episode though, because we've got more to do at the end.
Exactly. So that, I think, is the end. A spooky end. Everyone died. I want to hear more about Shamrock Grove, though. I swear that's like a film or something.
Do you want another scene with Shamrock Grove?
No. No more scenes. No more scenes.
Maybe you
Well-
can be your big booty pitch for another episode.
Yes, that's a good idea. So that's it for the main segment. Tell us who you think won. I think the answer's pretty clear.
Martin Mucklow.
Martin Mucklow. Martin Mucklow won that round because Martin Mucklow always wins.
All right. Now for our new segment. The Wheel of DeVito.
We'll have to make that an actual theme at some
Or
point.
the DeVito. Like an O. Like a wheel.
The Wheel of DeVito.
This is a segment where we spin the Wheel of DeVito to find a movie that we must both replace a character in that with Danny DeVito. Well, not a character, an actor playing that character. And
Danny
we have
DeVito.
we have to. I don't know how to add to that joke. That was perfect. We need to argue as to why our casting of Danny DeVito makes it better than the other person's casting of Danny DeVito. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, it's time to spin the DeVito. Click, 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 click. Oh, it's spinning up, it's spinning up. Click, 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 click. It's landed on Pan's Labyrinth.
Spoilers.
Spoilers for Pan's Labyrinth. Who do you think you should replace in Pan's Labyrinth with Danny DeVito?
The main soldier man.
The evil soldier man?
Yes.
Okay.
The main evil soldier man.
Yeah, I don't know his name either. But anyone who's watched Pan's Labyrinth will know who we're talking about.
The one that gets like the
Gets cut in the face. He's the big bad man,
big bad
basically. I'm gonna pick I'm gonna pick the skinny man, the man with the eyes in his hands. Okay?
Okay.
Right, why do you think it would make it better?
I don't think it'd make it better. I think it'd make it funnier.
No, you've got to argue as to why it'd make it better. That's the whole point of the segment.
Okay. I just want to see Danny DeVito bash someone's face in with a broken bottle.
Well, but don't you also want to see Danny DeVito have eyes in his hands and chase a little girl across the room? Wouldn't that scene be made so much better if it was Danny DeVito with tiny little skinny legs with his like normal sized Danny DeVito body and it just like eyes on his hands and he's just running after her?
But imagine Danny DeVito just being like an evil soldier guy. He's just like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. So I started blasting. That's what he says whenever he shoots someone. He just goes, so I started blasting.
Oh, but like, okay, right. That's okay. It's good for the meme factor. I like that. I like it a lot. But don't you think?
Also, it's a bigger role.
Yeah,
Danny DeVito.
that's true. Do you think it's Oscar worthy?
Yes.
Do you think if Danny DeVito had played that role, that would be his Oscar movie?
Yes.
Okay, you're pulling me around, but I still think that like, I think that scene, you're saying it's a bigger role, but that scene with the skinny man is the most iconic scene in the film, and like I think Danny DeVito is gonna be like way more happy with that.
Can I say? I think he needs a speaking role.
That's true. You're not gonna hear
You can't get
DeVito's
the full DeVito.
dulcet tones.
Because also you're not going to see him because he's covered in makeup.
True. Are we not allowed to? I guess we're not allowed to give him lines. It has to be the same movie.
I mean, you can. I've already changed the lights to.
That's true.
So I started blasting.
Well, what if this
So I
guy?
started blasting.
This guy's he's got a table like full of food. What if he picks up an egg and goes, egg? He offers the girl, would you like an egg in this trying time? He lifts his hands to his eyes.
And she gets too tempted. She gets too tempted. She eats the egg.
And you'd be much more tempted if Danny DeVito was offering you an egg. It makes the film make so much more sense. That kid was a stupid kid who ate food even though she knew that monster was going to get her if she ate the food because she was warned not to eat the food. Was she? Am I making that up?
Yes, she was warned not to eat the food.
She was warned not to eat the food, but if Danny DeVito offers you an egg, you've got to chomp down on that egg, man, while it's still in his hand, even if it's not
like
cooked.
a horse.
Just, shell and all. Just let that uncooked yolk just dribble down your chin.
I do want to eat an egg out of Danny DeVito's palm.
So, do you admit defeat?
You've pulled me with the egg.
I
I admit defeat.
Defeat!
Defeat.
Defeat!
Is there anything that happens when I admit defeat?
No.
It means you won the whole episode.
It means I won everything.
Yeah.
Unless
Unless anyone hasn't watched Pan's Labyrinth and doesn't want spoilers, in which case I won.
Okay. Maybe my prize is a big bag of Danny Doritos. And that's all we have for you today. Thanks for listening. I hope this one was a little less hectic and we knew what we were doing more, even though
It
we
was a bit more hectic.
literally knew less about the thing we were doing. We haven't thought of a thing for next week.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Good question.
Shit, let's come up with something right now. Let's be
Cat in the Hat.
Cat in the Hat.
Cat in the Hat, that's it. That was
Cool.
the first thing I thought of.
Smash
Cat in
that
the
like
Hat.
button, Cat in the Hat.
Smash it!
Smash it,
Or whatever.
or whatever. We need to stop saying that because we're saying it ironically, but it's going to become a real thing. Hit my bell.
Press my
Gently.
subscribe. Aggressively. Really just like
Just
full force.
Oh!
Slam into it.
slam your head, whack your head into our subscribe button. Go on, do it! Do it!
Too far, Bewlay. Too far.